special day, none of us are supposed to be working. We're supposed to be resting. Why? Because the Lord rested on this day. He made it holy. He made it holy. Deuteronomy 28. So let's go back to that. Verse 15 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So guess what? We're an example of one of those commandments that we didn't keep was what we just read the Sabbath day. And because of that, what befell God's people? The curses. God said he cursed his people. Why? You gotta ask yourself, why are we living in the worst conditions everywhere? Why is God doing this to his people? Because we disobeyed the commandments. Watch this. Let me read one of the curses. Let's see if this identifies a group of people that we know of today. Read verse 41.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
God says people would have sons and daughters, but would not be able to enjoy them. Why? Because they would go into slavery. They would go into slavery. What nation of people had their children taken away from them and they went into slavery? What people this identify as you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
Right.
That's who it fits. My brother getting out the car with the black hat. Come talk to me for a second, bro. Give me 5 minutes. If you believe in the Bible, just give me a couple minutes of your time. That's what we're going over. The black man's history. My sister, come talk to us, sis. Give us 5 minutes of your time. That's all we ask. You believe in the Bible? Sis, you believe in the Bible? Read that again.
Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
My sister, my brother, what race of people had their sons and daughters taken into slavery? Come talk to me for a second, bro. We're going over your history. It's crazy how majority of us, we will say that we love God, we believe in the Bible. But when brothers trying to dialogue with brothers about the Bible, nobody got time. Everybody busy. My brother's walking over here. Come give us 5 minutes of your time, bro. 5 minutes of your time. Read verse 15 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
My brother, what's your name? Gino? What about you, bro?
Jonathan.
What was that?
Jonathan.
Jonathan, my brother. Jonathan and Gino. Have you seen us out here before?
Nah, I think I see y'all in Ensley before.
Ensley? Yeah. We probably been out there. What about you, Gino?
No, this is my first time.
This is your first time. Okay. So what we out here to do is we're trying to show, y'all believe in the Bible, right?
Yes, sir.
All praises. So what we're trying to do is trying to show our people our history in the Bible, who we are. Because I'll make an assumption, y'all grew up in the church, right?
Yes, sir.
Has it ever been taught to you who we are in the Bible? Like, what's our race? Has that been taught? You learned that in the church?
Yeah. Well, the teachers of different people, you know, we just wasn't confined to one church.
Okay. But you saying you've been to a church where they did expound to you that you come from these 12 tribes?
Yes, sir.
All praise. Hey, look, that's the first. I ain't never heard of that. But you do have, you might have some churches out there that will teach that. What about you, Brother Johnson? Same? So you have heard it before. Right. How do we know that? How do we know that we're those people?
Study.
You said what? History. I like that. You said what?
From study.
You studying?
Yep.
Okay, how does the Bible identify who those people would be? The reason I ask that is because you got people in the land today. Deuteronomy 10:12. You got people in the land today that make that claim, right? Right. Well, watch this. Y'all say that y'all know that y'all do descend from these 12 tribes. What are we supposed to be doing now that we understand that this book, our history book, what are we supposed to do?
Spread the word.
Spread the word? What else? What are we supposed to do before we start spreading the word?
You're supposed to learn first.
Learn, right?
You're supposed to learn so you can.
So you do what?
God.
So believe in God. Watch this. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good.
So when we come and we understand that, hey, these people that we read about in the Bible, these are ancestors, we got to start coming back to what? The culture of our ancestors.
Right.
And what is the culture or the heritage of our ancestors? God's commandments. How we deal with one another, how we treat one another. And how the Lord gives us commandments on how we're supposed to dress, what we're supposed to eat, how we raise our children, how we deal with our wives, how we deal with our brothers.
Right.
We got to come back to that, because are we doing those things today?
Not most of them.
No. No.
Not most of them.
No. I'll give you a simple example. Give me Leviticus 19:17 right quick. Watch this. I'm going to give you an example of one of the things that the Lord told us how we're supposed to deal with one another that we don't do today. And it's caused, on a grand scale, all the murders that you see in our communities. Watch this.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any way rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
That's something that's not going on in the black community today. The Lord says we're not supposed to keep hatred or bear grudges against our own people, or hate our people in our mind. But if you got an issue, what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to go to that brother.
Talk it out.
You're supposed to deal with that. If you see your brother in sin, going against the Lord, going against our culture, you're supposed to warn him, be like, hey, bro, this ain't what our God told us to do, how we supposed to deal. You're supposed to correct that brother. And that's what you see us doing right now, on the street. Right? For example, I see you got they say it's the Star of David, right? But what does that represent? Because in the Bible, you never read about the Lord giving David no type of star. You never read about no reference to no star in the Bible at all. So you gotta ask yourself, where does that really come from?
Where's that influence like that star to God?
You gotta ask yourself, where does it come from? And a lot of our people, same thing with the Jesus piece. A lot of our people, we do things just because it's whether it's popular, you know what I'm saying, we follow some type of example, but we really don't question the origin of a lot of the things that we do. That's what our Lord calls us sheep. We just follow. But watch this, read that.
Amos chapter 5, verse 26. But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and Chiun, your images.
These are two gods that our ancestors used to worship, going against our God, right? And watch what he says that we did in honor of those gods. Read it again.
But ye have borne the tabernacle of your Moloch and your Chiun, your images, your images, the star of your God, of your God.
It says the star of your God. The only reference you don't read about where some type of image or a star was given or something dealing with working with a God is with another God, an idol. It's not dealing with the Lord or with David. So you gotta ask yourself, what does that star represent for you? I'm asking.
What did the star mean to me?
Yeah.
Star means love to me.
You said love to you?
Yeah.
But where? You said what? Unity. But what's the origin of it though?
It's the band together. The origin of that star is the band together to help out. Which everything with human life, it, like you just mentioned, about we don't have a love, we feel for our fellow brother. The origin of that star was to mend that, was to get rid of all hate. But as humans, we took it and went different ways with it. And other things started happening. Other evil things started happening.
So my question is, where do you read about that? The origin or the use of that particular image?
You asked what it meant to him. You asked what that meant to him.
Yeah, I did. I asked him what it meant to him, and then I asked him, okay, so what's the origin of it? Because the reason I asked that is because we also say that today, well, Christmas to us means we celebrating the birth of Jesus.
Right.
But the tradition itself was around before Christ. So we know the origin of it is something different. You can slap makeup on a pig and say, well, this is a beautiful woman now, but it's still a pig.
Agree.
You know what I'm saying? Hold that, Job 14:4. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Because we can try to take things that have evil origins and make it something good, but the Lord sees it still as what it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Read that.
I agree.
Job chapter 14, verse 4.
Yeah.
Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
Meaning, who can take something that has its history or its origin as evil or idolatry, and now I'm gonna say, well, this got something to do with God now. They got something to do with love and religion. I would say we can't do that. Because its foundation was evil. Its origins, its beginnings were evil. We can't do that. That's just like somebody be like, well, we know Satan is evil back in the Bible days, but today, Satan is cool. Satan is good for you. You can worship Satan, he bless you. Yeah, evil is good. We can't do that. We can't do that. Right? Go back to where I had you hold. Back at you. So, if we know the origin of that symbol, and also even with the cross and some Jesus pieces, if we know the origins of those represent other gods or other images, then what should we do? Should we just keep rocking them even though socially we know they represent this? Because anytime I see somebody rocking a cross or a Jesus piece, their understanding of who Christ is comes from the doctrine of this image right here. It's not of the doctrine that the Messiah in the Bible actually taught. It's what the church teaches.
Let me ask you this. If you were raised, however you were raised,
Right.
and you believe in your raising,
Right, yeah.
and someone were to tell you, well, you were raised wrong,
Right.
how would that be right of that person to tell you were raised wrong?
We just read.
I mean, but how would that be right? See, if I believe in my heart the way I believe in Jesus Christ, how could you tell me I'm wrong?
Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Hold this, go back to Leviticus 19, but I'm gonna give you another analogy to answer that.
Okay.
So, if you saw a young, like this your son, right? Grandson, okay. If you had a young brother that, let's say, his father was raising him to worship Satan. He started, they doing human sacrifice on the low, they drinking blood, they doing all type of evil practices. You telling me because he was raised and he believed in it, you're not gonna say nothing to him?
Yeah, I say something to him.
Why?
But why? Because what I believe in is what I believe in. And I would share it with him. But if he was raised to believe how he believed, that's like Buddhists don't believe how we believe.
Right.
And I can't convert him if he's not gonna be converted. He's gonna believe in what he believes.
Well, I understand. I'm saying he can make the final decision, but are you not going to say something to him or warn him?
Yeah, just like you are. Just like you are now.
Go to Ephesians 4:17. I'm gonna show you in the Bible where Paul actually did this, right? Where he talked to people about they really didn't know Christ, right? Even though they were, I was raised learning about white Jesus, white angels, white Israelite, white Moses, but it wasn't right according to the scriptures, right? Because that's what we gotta always go back to, right? So if I love you and you my brother, then guess what? If I love you, I want to see you make it into the kingdom. I want you to know what's right. Watch this. Go to Ephesians 4:17.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 17. This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their minds.
So it's saying we shouldn't walk like everybody else, right? We should be different. The Israelites supposed to be set apart, right?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.